All right, folks, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, Real Music Observer, observing real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. All right, so a bunch of articles about Fleetwood Mac. You know, I've been reading and I read a few. One article where the guy uses terminology that was really interesting to me, because if you're into the culinary arts, you would say to yourself, what a great analogy. But the reviewer says something like, change is baked into who they are. It's baked in. You set the oven on, you put it on 400, and out pops Neil Finn and Mike Campbell. A couple of poppin' fresh dough rolls, and they just pop right out, and it's baked into who they are. Okay, before I get too weird and psychedelic here, and you need to go listen to some Grace Slick, I don't know, man. This is just some strange stuff. So, if change is truly baked into who they are, all right, then why is it that certain members of the band are more expendable than others? All right, follow me here. So, Lindsey Buckingham, clearly a part of that baked-in change thing. Hey, he's expendable. He's just a guitarist. Hey, wrote a few songs, arranged a couple of things. Gave us that tusk monstrosity that it's like an albatross. It should have been called, they had an album, right? It should have been called Albatross 2, and it should have been like wrapped around our neck for the rest of our lives, because it was such a hideous album. And good riddance. Change is baked into who we are. Well, Irving Azoff worked overtime tirelessly to get the band booked into this slot in New Orleans, where they were filling in for the Rolling Stones, who had a real big medical emergency. The heart valve thing, Mick Jagger, 75 years old, and yeah, that was kind of a biggie. So you can kind of see, if you're a concert goer, you go, Mick's having some work done on his heart. Maybe, I could see why they would cancel the tour. But in any event, Fleetwood Mac to the rescue. Not so fast. Stevie, even though she says she's feeling better already, needs an additional month, and so we need to cancel these dates. So I'm thinking to myself, if Stevie Nicks can't perform, why not put into effect the baked change philosophy? So, you had Becca Bramlett out there. You got the lead vocalist from Rumors ATL, who would really hit it out of the park. I mean, just would be a phenomenal fill. Rumors of Fleetwood Mac has a great singer that could perform. Probably fly her in, get all these dates knocked out, because Mick needs the dough. I mean, right off the bat, I heard from a very good source, a close source to the band, that the show must go on, and Mick Fleetwood needs the cash so he can, stay above water, because somehow he's in his 70s and he didn't save any money playing tours that are making him millions of dollars and albums that are still selling and making him money. It's just a little perplexing, but hey, maybe a course with Dave Ramsey or something might help. I don't know. So bottom line is this, folks, and I know this is kind of a goofy video, but in all seriousness, if change is baked into who they are, then everybody in the band is expendable, right? I mean, if they can get rid of the guy who is the architect, the writer, the producer, came up with all of the really unique ideas on these albums to make them sort of pop out and stand out from other bands. I mean, because when he gets away from things like Behind the Mask, if you listen to the production on that, it's very very pedestrian. It doesn't really have much of that Fleetwood Mac ring to it that the other records had. It's not a bad record, but you can tell the difference between Lindsey and non-Lindsey. So if Lindsey is expendable, then certainly Stevie is expendable, if you go by Mick's philosophy, and also these writers who seem to know a lot about Fleetwood Mac, even though they don't know the difference between a Fleetwood Mac record and a Lindsey Buckingham solo album, because there have been a few errors. Maybe they're just typos. I don't know. maybe when you're researching at 2 a.m., you don't have time to use Google. I know, it's strenuous clicking on that mouse. All right, so I'm done. Just wanted to prove a little point there. I'm hoping that the band will soldier on in a month or so, but maybe they want to take me up on my idea. I bet you, even for the reduced price, those singers in the other bands, they'd love to sit in and continue the tradition of baked-in change. Talk to you soon.